before the 3.
So it's gotten bigger?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh boy.
You know, I've always heard that necessity is the mother of invention, and that is why any day of the week I will take a bet on a Latino founder, because we've been through some stuff. And I think that makes us a powerhouse. We've heard it over and over today. The community aspect of this group is really what makes it shine. The ability to pull people up, push people up. That's really the power of this room. I am so thankful for the opportunity. I have to thank my colleague Jeff for bringing me here last year and for opening my eyes to this beautiful community. I have to thank David and Adela for inspiring me every single time I see one of their LinkedIn posts, any single time that we get together or I get an email from them, because it really demonstrates to me that we belong. We can get into the rooms and we have each other to help us represent Latinos in absolutely the right light, even in a challenging time. So with that, I will pass it on to David to close us out.
Thank you, Fidelma. Again, thank you, Marcelo. Let's give our MCs a round of applause. Nanette, Greenberg, Trorig, PNC, Wells Fargo, all the great hospitality hosts. Let's give them a round of applause, please. And thank you all. Thank you all for coming out. It's been great for the startups. In GUST, it's our platform for our investing members to put the amount that you're interested in investing in them. On Monday, we're going to have a debrief on the startups, what we like, additional questions we might have. It's a great opportunity to connect with members and also learn. So I wanted to give that update. And we're going to continue to do more things with our community to build that, etc. So there's 2 things we're going to do this evening. One is we have this Latino ERG Excellence Award that we're going to give. And then we're also going to recognize our founding members. These are the first 50 or so members who came in when we just had no members, no sponsors, just a PowerPoint deck and a vision. They said, I believe in that. And so we want to recognize them, because without them, we all wouldn't be here today. So, all right, so let me introduce, so we put out, ERG is a powerful force in America, employee resource groups, whether you're veterans, women, Hispanic, African-American, etc. And we think within our community, it's a lot of power within that. You look at all the corporations, you look at our numbers in corporate America. And what we want to do is we want to honor those ERGs that are really moving the needle to accelerate our mission and vision. So I got together with Dr. Robert Rodriguez. And we said, hey, let's create an award to highlight that, and then let's build that over time. So I've known, and I'll ask Dr. Rodriguez to start working his way up to the podium. I've known Dr. Robert for almost maybe 20 years now through various organizations, author across multiple books, a leader in employee resource groups. You know, I'd say probably the foremost leader and authority in employee resource groups. How do you make them effective? How do you make them business-driven? And is his own consultant. He consults a lot of different things. Leader in our community that's making a lot of things happen. Let's give it up for the co-chair of the Latino ERG Excellence Award, member and LP in our fund, Robert Rodriguez.
Well, it's nice to see so many familiar faces. For those of you who don't know me that well, I'm proud to say I'm of Mexican descent. Mami and Papi are from Matamoros, Mexico, so they came to the U.S., settled in Texas, became citizens, and that's where I was born, in Lubbock, Texas. So go Red Raiders. That means I'm a proud Tejano, besides being a proud Mexican American. But even though I was born in Texas, some of you know that I was raised in Minnesota. I still got that Minnesota accent, so people know it's on me. What that means is I'm one of those few Latinos que hablo español, pero I can also ice skate, ice fish, snowmobile, do all the great things that they do in Minnesota. But the reason I share that, because it has to do a little bit about why I'm up here today. This was a great place to live, a great place to raise a family. But at least back in the early 70s, when I was growing up in Minnesota, there was not a very large Hispanic Latino community in Minneapolis and St. Paul. So I struggled a bit with my sense of identity. Not that big of a deal. I made successfully through high school, college. But when I joined corporate America, it started to become more of a thing, right? This whole concept of bring your whole self to work, be your true authentic self, that wasn't a thing back in the early 90s when I started, right? But fortunately for me, some of my earliest employers had employee resource groups, and they had Latino employee resource groups. And I joined a Latino ERG, eventually became a chair of a Latino ERG, and then at one point became a sponsor. So I know firsthand the benefits of being actively involved in an ERG, right? The Latino ERG members helped me to find my voice. They helped me be much more comfortable in my sense of identity. They taught me to be unapologetically proud that I'm Latino. And they elevated my visibility, capability, and promotability. So they've been a big part of my career. By the way, show of hands, how many of you are either a member of an ERG or were or kind of connect, right? So it's not that new of a phenomenon, right? So over the years, it's been nice watching employee resource groups evolve. Right? You know, this is the early 90s when I first joined ERGs. When I first joined, they were still kind of more the food flag and fun folks, right? A little bit. But today, you know, the ERGs of today, they do have a holistic value proposition, right? Many of them adopt kind of this, what I call the 4C model. You know, they help members with their careers, right? They help create more inclusive workplace cultures. They help their companies have a strong connection with the communities that they represent. And then they help from a commerce or business perspective, right? So 4Cs, career, community, culture, and commerce, right? And it's this holistic value proposition that kind of gets us to kind of this topic today on this award, because ERGs, and particularly Hispanic Latino ERGs, are making an impact in business, right? They're helping their organizations connect with Latino consumers. They're educating them on the Latino marketplace. And many of them, including our awardee, the company we're going to recognize today, are also helping Hispanic and Latino entrepreneurs, right? They are introducing us to their supplier diversity departments. We can become vendors and suppliers to their companies. They're inviting us to their Latino ERG meetings, right? So that way we can build our kind of network and raise awareness about the companies we're funding and starting. They are they're introducing us to executives at their organization, right? And they're promoting and advocating that their members support us, right? And I've seen that part of the equation as well. As David mentioned, about 12 years ago, I started a professional services firm, and I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Latino ERGs. They've purchased my books in bulk, and then they do book clubs. They invite me to speak all the time for Hispanic Heritage Month and do Latino leadership programs. They introduce me to the diversity executives, and then I become a consultant. So they've helped me have a very successful career that now, because of that success, I have a semester. Right? So this all kind of goes full circle and stuff. So I've seen what these Latino ERGs can do and how they're supporting Hispanic and Latino ventures. So first, I want to thank David and Adela for kind of having the vision to kind of create this award, and the other folks on the committee that looked at the submissions. We kind of put out this call for submissions. Myself, Jennifer, Josue, Melanie, and we kind of looked at them. We decided, hey, we found an organization that should be recognized, right? So today, we have someone here representing the organization that's going to be the recipient of the first ever Angeles Investors Latino ERG Award. And that award is going to go to Adelante con Dish, the Latino Hispanic Employee Resource Group of Dish Networks, which many of you may know is a wholly owned subsidiary of EchoStar Corporation. Right, so we are going to recognize them today, give them an award, I believe. We have an award. Here it comes. We have Bernardo Gonzalez here. Come on up. Bernardo is a regional manager with EchoStar Corporation. Thank you very much. Awesome. And he's an active member in their Latino ERG, Adelante con Dish, Adelante con EchoStar, local here.
Yes.
Here. So he's gonna accept the award on behalf of Dish Networks, EchoStar, and say a few words. But let's come over here, we'll do a quick photo op. And
Move up the light.
just a little bit that way. Dave, why don't you join?
Anybody taking a picture?
Yeah.
Photographer was here. What if-
She's changing the SD card. Give her like 10 seconds.
I got it. Got it. Love it. We got. All right. Perfect.
Hey, do you guys have 10 seconds? Because the official
Congratulations.
photographer is coming back with our card.
We'll do that.
You're
We'll do
okay?
that, yeah.
Okay.
Congratulations. Thank
Here
you.
we go.
Bernardo Gonzalez. Thank you.
With me, just like I said, I'm a local. I've been part of the ERG program for EchoStar Corporation for a little over 5 years now. Very, very interactive team that we have there. And it's an honor to accept this award on behalf of our Adelante EchoStar Corporation's Hispanic Latinx ERG. Our vision is to empower Hispanic Latinx members' professional growth, right? While celebrating our rich culture. This award recognizes our dedication to that vision through impactful action. We're focused on empowering Latino professionals internally through several key initiatives. From mentorship programs and skill development workshops to strategic partnerships with Hispanic serving organizations. We're cultivating robust support ecosystems, right? We witness quantifiable results, including a significant increase in member promotions and successful funding secured both internally and externally to support in our recruitment and retention initiatives. Adelante has 4 pillars: professional development, career management, networking, and community engagement. We believe that by fostering inclusivity, advocating for representation, and developing programs like our professional development seminars, career coaching, community engagement investment, and networking that we call cafecitos, we can create meaningful changes, right? This award fuels our passion and empowers us to continue championing Hispanic Latinx professionals. Thank you, and may you all continue to move adelante.
Okay, congrats again. Excellent, excellent. And Robert, thanks for your leadership in co-chairing that along with our team. I couldn't help but think about you ice skating. That's still in my mind. Doing like a little, flip and all that. Pirouette. Yeah, thank you. But no, again, thank you. Okay, so we have founding members here. We got roughly 12 or there's roughly 50 or so that are listed here. Let's give them all a round of applause. We're gonna go kind of through 12 or so that are here and have them say a couple remarks. I know one of them has a flight that he has to get to, and if I can have Joshua come up here. And the first founding member that we'd like to recognize, and make just one 2-minute remarks, please, because we got to be out of here.
Sorry.
Yeah, we gotta be out of here. So, the first founding member I'd like to call up is Eduardo Tobon. Eduardo.
I'll be very, very brief. When you feel what this room is all about, that was the dream, and it's a contagious dream that Adela, David, and the class had. So I did not require any convincing. This is the right thing to do. Let's do it. Let's go. And that's what we've done. And we've done it, as you've seen and heard, with so much success that the kidding of 100,000 members, we'll be surprised how we grow. And, a year from now, we'll be here saying triple-digit growth again. Here we go again. So this is the beautiful aspect of getting people together, putting them all to work together and get the vision to work. And so get the word out. That's what I would say. Thank you.
All right, the next founding member I'd like to recognize Alejandro Maineto. Alejandro.
I'm gonna be even extra brief. All I can say is thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Miami. There is no Miami unless you get to party. So I hope that after this we get to party. The first round is on me. That's a joke. Yeah. David promised me that he would give me a corporate account, but that didn't. No, all joking aside, listen, welcome. I'm local here, and it's a pleasure to have you all. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors. 5 years ago, we had a dream, and I'm so glad to see that this dream really sort of has gone beyond what we expected this to be. So, thank you so much.
Okay. The next founding member is Carlos Cardenas. Where's Carlos? I said, please sit at the bar. Oh, and sponsor, that's right. And not only founding member, but almost pretty much a founding sponsor. But you're right. Yeah.
Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, everybody. So, thank you, Carlos Cardenas. Back 5 years ago, Adela and David brought the idea to me, like, hey, we're doing this thing we're thinking about. Hopefully like 50 members or maybe 100 members. Minimum investment of 5,000. You multiply that times 50, multiply that times 100. Hey, it's a meaningful investment. And I'm like, sure, why not? And so from that, then they got me to sponsor through Wintrust, one of the commercial banks in Chicago. All of my partner bankers were all friends and colleagues and competitors. It's all a fun environment. But thank you. I'm an investor. I'm a sponsor. Everything you can think of, a connector, an LP now too in the fund. So it's a great environment, great network to leverage yourself personally, individually, all the stuff. So thanks everyone.
Okay, our next founding member, Jeff Martinez, PNC and the sponsor. Yeah.
All right, well, you heard enough of me yesterday. But the big part is, I remember again, and it's kind of symbolic, it was in a GT building with Nanette that I fell in love, and instead of 150 people in a room, it was like 12 of us. And again, I didn't have to be sold. I was trying to sell myself because I wanted to be part of it. And when I realized that this was the room that many other communities, and we heard like the Jewish community, have been creating for years. It's the room that many fight to get into, and it was a room that was being created. And so it was a passion of mine to want to pay it forward, not just because it's a great thing to do. I believe in these companies, I invest in them, but I want each and every one of you to make money. This is like a train that I all want us on, a train of profitability, of help, of encouragement, of motivation. And I'm excited to have been here from the start and bring other members like Mikal and Rich that partied too much in Miami yesterday. He didn't make it to day 2. So for new members, don't waste it all on day 1. Gotta make it to day 2. So that was a rookie move. We'll make sure he'll step up better for the next thing. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. Our next founding member is Jessica. Is Jessica here? Or Andres? I think I might have.
No, baby sick.
Okay, we have. Oh, okay, got it. Okay. Our next founding member, Juan Carlos Gutierrez, JC.
Well, I'm gonna be brief also. I think more than 5 years ago, when we were, I know David for 20 years, and we were thinking, there is something missing in the executive technology, world. We have been there for many years, but this passion of helping others that are starting at the beginning is not there. And then 5 years ago, we got together and we didn't have a logo, we didn't have a name, we didn't have even a mission or a purpose. And seeing that growth after 5 years, where we are right now, with all of you here in Miami, welcome to Miami, and local. Well, I'm not that local, I live in Weston, so that's like an hour from here. But you know, greater Miami is a great place to host this event. But my point is that we never thought after 5 years ago that this was going to grow that fast. And 3 months after we got together and we launched Gonzalez, we got COVID. And during those times, during the pandemic, we didn't have any clue about how to do a summit, how we reach people. And it happens that COVID really helped us to get together more as a family. And it really redesigned how our mission was going to be successful. So I'm super blessed and grateful for being part of high-tech with a board member since the beginning. And looking forward to have not 100,000, but maybe 200,000. In the
next 100,000. How about that? How about that? Bring them in. Thanks, JC. All right, the next founding member, Julio Calzada. Julio.
H-Town.
H-Town in the house.
Well, David, Adela, I want to say thank you for everything that you've done in the last 5 years. I think I came in, it probably was Q3 of 2020, and again, everyone was in lockdown. Houston wasn't so much in lockdown, but most of the country was in lockdown. And I just remember getting on that webinar and feeling just the community, even through the screen. And that was something that I knew at that moment I wanted to be a part of, and then I think it was a day later I joined the organization. So thank you for everything that you've done, and I look forward to being a part of this for the next 30, 40, 50 years.
Lucino Sotelo's not here. Marcelo De Santis. Where's Marcelo? MC Master as well.
You have 30 seconds. Marcelo.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna be brief.
I love a quote I read about leadership many years ago that says that the first responsibility of leaders is to create reality, define reality. I want to say thanks to Adela and to David for having created a much better reality for each and all of us. And we are just warming up. This is going to be much better in a few years from now. Thank you very much for having me as part of the journey. And I encourage each of you to get one more member in the next 30 days. Thank you.
Yeah, you get the one more member, you get the Angeles swag. Just was taking note. Okay. The next founding member, Rodrigo Sierra. Rodrigo.
Brought a t-shirt with me because I might cry. I've been doing that for many, many years. I met you only after joining here, but thank you both. Here we go. I cry all my commercials, so. There are two people who wouldn't believe that I'd be standing here today with this crap. My father and my mother. My father was a grocery store clerk for most of his life, stood on his feet every day. My mother packed pickles and plastic pickles for 20 years, standing on a line, pushing pickles into a jar. They worked their asses off. And they're why I'm here today, and I'm able to do this and give back to my community and grow and do something for my son. So, thank you all.
Wow, thank you, Rodrigo. William Best had the babysitting duty this evening. He's here in Miami. Where's Bodie?
What do you like?
That's funny, yeah, people pronounce my last name is Mora, so you can tell it's not Mora. But I'm married to a beautiful Calenia. And yeah, so
to this day, I did have a name tag, Bodhi Mora, for a conference. So she'll show me that picture every now and then, just to put me in my place. But no, I am actually a representative here, really for her. But Ileana and I, my wife, go way back to high school, actually. So we connected at high school because we were basically two immigrants in a very, very white community. So it was like 98% white, and 3% Asian or 2% Asian and a little bit of Black and Hispanic. So, but Rodrigo, shared the immigrant story, which I think, many of us can relate to, whether we are that first generation, second generation, or, I was an immigrant, so was my wife. And, part of the reason why it was easy to join this is to be part of that process, be part of helping uplift and support, our community and where we came from. And, right now, where we are, where we're standing today, we need that more than ever. And it's so empowering and energizing to be in this room and to meet all of you and to speak with all of you, and the energy and the positivity. And, I continue to text my wife and share that with her, that, this is just the beginning and we've got a long way to go. But I'm glad that, I'm in this room and I know all of you. And obviously the last thing I want to say is, thanks to David, Adela, and really, the entire staff of Ángeles. They've worked tirelessly. This is also a startup. And so they buy into the same values that we look for in the startups that we invest in. And they have been great leaders to steward us. And I'm just so exceptionally proud and happy to be part of the team, and be a small portion of the team. And I will get you a new member in 30 days.
Thank you. Thank you, boy. No, amazing team. And like a startup, you invest your membership dollars in us. We want to give you a highest return on. We want to give you a 10x, 20x, 100x return on your investment dollars that you invest. So let's give a round of applause to our team now. We're missing, let's see, no, there's a couple more founding members that are here. Adela Cepeda.
We
want to hear more.
No. Anyway, I have to be told that I'm going to speak because then I won't drink. I already 2 glasses of wine, which was super good. No, listen, again, Nanette, thank you. Thank you for this beautiful space. We feel, and we clearly, thanks to you, are at the top of the world here in Miami. It's a great place to be. And we're so glad that we could offer this, thanks to Nanette, to all of you. Look, this is a transformational idea. You can talk about the wealth gap, but what do you do about it? Ángeles investors with you can do something. Every dollar that you put in helps a startup that could become a, billion-dollar player in the market. Right there. Let's help. Yes, there she is. And the other two, they were great. And we can make such a huge difference. But it wouldn't be without each of you. And yes, our staff has been great. David quit his job to do this full time. This is amazing. Who does that? Because we believe in what can happen here. And so with your backing, we're making a huge difference. And that's what counts. Thank you so much.
One of our other founding members, we got two more. Erica.
Member of the year.
Yeah, our member of the year. Erica Vitia Marquez.
So I walked into the room in Chicago, January 2020, and I remember walking in and being like, this is the who's who of Chicago. And I just came away so impressed that night. And I was so thankful to be even considered to be part of that room, that I could even be part of that room. And that was through Emma, who's another founding member who's doing great things in her career currently. But this is what we do, right? We help one another, we think of one another, we say your name when you're not in the room. And I think that that's the beauty of Ángeles. We're looking out for one another. And I have definitely reaped the rewards of being part of this group for the last 5 years. I have so much fun at these summits. Sometimes I bring my husband, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I bring my parents, sometimes I don't. But this is, as much as it is a business, right? And we're all here hopefully to see our investments have great multiples. But it really is community building. And I thank you for your membership, and I thank you for the new people that you're going to introduce into our network. So thanks again.
There's another founding member. Lister Delgado. Is Lister still in the room?
No.
Yep,
Yeah, Lister.
Oh, he is.
I will be brief also because I have to catch a plane.
Yeah.
So I better go soon. Thank you, David. Thank you, Adela. You guys have been incredible. I can't believe what you guys have been building. I mean, it's been unbelievable. As an investor for 25 years in North Carolina, working in the South, the US, pretty lonely feeling at times. You know, what Onculus has meant for me has been a sense of community, a sense of family. I think we as Latinos, as immigrants, we need this. We definitely need this community. And honestly, it's part of who we are, part of our culture. So I thank you, Adela, thank you, David, again, for building it for us. And it's our responsibility to make sure that it grows and stays as strong as it is. So definitely next year, what, 1,000?
Is there anybody else on this list who's here that I missed, founding members?
You already mentioned me, so we're good. But yeah.
No, we mentioned your wife. I don't think we mentioned you, Andres. Andres Sapizba. Come on up. Let's give Andres a round of applause. With us from the beginning, we invested.
Do you want that
30 seconds, the party starts. I joined as an investor. I still try to invest, but I also moved to the dark side of becoming a founder. It's the most rewarding experience of my life. It's a state of flow and fear all the time. But being a part of this group that is so supportive, when I always feel very stressed, I have someone to call, makes a big difference. So thanks for what you're building, and thanks for making this community what it is.
Yeah. Thank you, and let's give another round of applause to all of our founding members. For the ones that are here, we have jerseys. On the front, they got the Analyst logo. On the back, Olivencia, they got the 05. And then on the side,
You have to have your name on the back?
yeah, you look, well, everybody, this is Cepeda. It's got Cepeda. And then on the side, you know, like a soccer jersey, it's got like founding member.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you. So look, that wraps up another successful Sunday. We're just warming up. Thank you all. Enjoy the evening, and let's go up 1,000, 100,000, 200,000. Well, one. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.